This time, there's no hallway in the portal. When you guys emerge, you find yourself surrounded by jagged candy cane trees. The landscape is colorful, but also a little bit nauseating because it seems as though whoever designed it didn't really understand color theory and did not understand what they were doing.
It looks like a coloring book in here.
Krampus Jr. leaps out from behind a tree. Welcome to Candy Country!
What is your major export here?
Coal?
Ah, I see. And are there any German speakers in this country?
No.
Oh. So you're discriminating against the German peoples then?
I don't know, maybe. Anyway, the object of this game is tag, but also it's a race. Okay, so what we're gonna do is someone is it, and then we have to race all the way to the end of Candy Country, and then if anyone except for me is it at the end of the race, then Paul loses.
Wait. So I have to beat you in a race after tagging you?
Yep. And then Krampus Jr. tags you and goes, "No tag backs!" And he runs off at completely inhuman speeds. There is no way you will ever catch him. He's gone into the woods before you can even protest.
But then what? Oh, okay.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Paul. Krampus Sr. sneers. Well, Paul, I did say I was going to put you in the bag if you failed the next challenge. Too bad, such a shame.
Krampus, you know, this just validates the worldview of the people that you're punishing. Most of them have this insane Darwinistic theory that we should never cooperate and everything should be a competition. If you have to exclude certain people from winning all the time, then of course some people are going to lose. But again, I'm not really sure where the moral virtue comes in.
These are sour grapes, cried the fox.
No. Okay, listen. Hitler, did you ever get picked on as a child? I mean, were you yelled at often?
Oh, yes. Everyone doubted me when I was young. I was constantly marginalized, constantly persecuted. But just look where I turned up. Shows them, doesn't it?
Yes, and Jeffrey Dahmer. You grew up in a very difficult household, didn't you?
I don't really want to talk about it.
I mean, there was problems in your family that the press didn't really get into.
Maybe. I don't know. I told you I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, right. So there's a cycle of abuse, and just because people who have been abused get into power doesn't mean they need to use that power to abuse people.
Well, maybe when you're the Krampus, you can work it out with hugs. But you know what, Paul? Maybe you're right. Maybe I should give you a chance. Here, you can tag me, and then I'll go tag my son.
Well, I don't think your son is going to appreciate that.
Right, but I'm the only one who could possibly catch him, so if you want him to come back here and play tag with you, you have to tag me.
All right, fine. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to tag you. Here you go, Krampus.
Don't trust him, he's the enemy.
Yeah, Paul, he's obviously gonna mess you
up.
up.
No, it's fine. I'm putting it all on the line. I'm going to let the Krampus decide unilaterally how this should go. And I tag the Krampus.
You tag the Krampus, and then he just stands there.
Well, are you going to go?
Oh, who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I just remembered I'm still a dick.
Why do you get off on this?
Does it
what
make
is
you
this?
mad? Does it make you mad?
Yes, it does, clearly.
Well, then I'm happy.
You aren't happy. You're miserable. You're trying to kick other people down the rungs so that you feel like you're higher up on the ladder.
Oh, yes, that's a good point. That's a good point. The Krampus magically conjures up some bottled water. Oh, are you thirsty, Paul? Would you like some bottled water?
I would like a tall glass of justice is what I would like.
Oh, well, sorry, bottled water is $4. And justice? Justice is even more expensive. Do you have any idea how much a lawyer costs? Of course you do. You've got several on retainer.
Well, where is my Krampus lawyer? I mean, I should at least get a public Krampus defender.
Or how about we settle out of court and you agree to go in the bag of torment forever?
That's how he got me. Paul, don't do that. That's how he got me.
Yeah, he was like, you have to go in the bag. I thought I had to go.
Wait, do I have to agree to get in the bag of torment?
That or fail the trials.
Well, now this just really is exactly like dealing with Mr. Sprinklewinker. I barely see a difference.
That's the point, Paul. It's an ironic punishment. You are being unfairly punished, and there's no way for you to get out of it, just like everybody else who you've brought to suffering over your lifetime. You are a horrible person, and now you're going to experience the same thing that you put other people through.
Well, why even have the trials?
That is why I don't do the trials anymore!
Because they're badly designed on purpose!
You are badly designed! You are critically flawed people! At least you realize the irony. You know, Hitler and Dahmer still don't get it.
What's there to understand? I was unfairly put in the bag. My methods were completely fair and objective and immaculate.
Yeah, and you know, what I did was kind of cool if you think about it.
None of it is cool! You guys are not cool! You guys do not understand what you're being punished for! Well, so now this is it then. I have to be unfairly punished because that's the system that you've created, so now we're just going to stand around until What?
Until Hitler and Jeffrey Dahmer understand what they did wrong!
So until the sun burns out, I guess.
Krampus, I think the problem is you're the one who's done something wrong, and neither myself nor Dahmer, whatever he did anything wrong.
Well, let's not say that nobody has ever done anything wrong. Some of us have done things that are more morally reprehensible than others, but let's just say everyone here has certain regrets.
Why did you look at me when you mentioned reprehensible behavior,
Sprinkle-Winker, you are just as bad as Hitler. You think you haven't done anything either. Certain regrets do not even begin to explain the breadth of your sins.
I mean, just once again, I want to reiterate I'm the butler and not actually Mr. Sprinkle-Winker, so I'm finding out about his sins as you tell them to me.
It's so infuriating.
Okay, so what I'm gathering is that what you want is for people to be punished and to also understand why they're being punished. Do you ever sit down and, demonstrate to them why they're being punished?
I mean, you do that for the first 6,000 or so humans, and then at some point...
You've made this your job.
At some point, you just get sick of them telling you how they know better than you.
So what do you want me to say? That you're better than me? That you've made a correct moral judgment?
I have watched civilizations rise and fall, and I can finger who exactly is responsible for it. Do I need to remind you about the bailouts after the housing crash that you contributed to, Mr. Sprinkle-Winker?
Wait, he was involved with that?
Yes! Yes, you were involved with that!
Well, look. Okay, obviously you have 6,000 years to grow inured to the pleas of mortals, so let's just go ahead, and I'm going to look at the rest of Candy Country, and then when I find your son at the end and we've completely and totally lost, I'm going to give him an objective assessment of his work, so he feels like it wasn't wasted.
Yes, fine, you do that, and then you'll get in the torture bag, because you suck, and you suck Hitler, and you suck Jeffrey Dahmer, and everyone in this bag, they all suck. Fine, good.
Well, I think it has become apparent to me that heavy as the brows that wears the crown, I think you would be hard-pressed to find a single world leader who hasn't made a few difficult decisions.
The Krampus turns inside out and is gone.
Wow. Do you think he's dead? Well, I hope not, Dahmer, because he was it, and if he no longer exists, then how will any of us become it? Well, I hope we can catch up to Krampus Jr. so we can clarify the rules.
Yes, your standard game of tag doesn't have rules for if one of the participants implodes.
I suppose it doesn't. I'm also not sure which way the end of Candy Country is. Let's just walk, towards the sun and hope for the best.
You guys begin walking towards the sun, which is a mix of green and also marigold yellow.
Like half and half, or...
Like swirls, like it was being colored one way, and then he suddenly changed his mind and started to color it another way.
Okay, so is the whole light of the area kind of a sickly yellow-green?
Yeah, it really just looks like the color wheel threw up all over Candy Country.
Well, that'll be the first thing I have to bring up, I suppose.
The dirt appears to be made out of chocolate powder, which kicks up and it's like fine particles, so it kind of really sucks walking around in it.
Oh, goodness. I guess pull my shirt up over my face.
That'll work. You guys hide your faces in your shirts and march on. The candy cane forest doesn't go very long, and soon you find yourself in the molasses bog. There's really no choice but to wade into it, and the molasses reaches up to your chest. It's incredibly slow going and very exhausting. The next time you get to slightly high ground, the sun is just about going down. The moon is coming up, and it looks like it's maybe made of cheese.
Well, that's not even candy right there.
No, it is not really. It just looks like cheese, though. It's hard to say. Like, it's mostly white, but then there's flecks of blue in there that makes it kind of look like blue mold.
Well, okay. I guess we'll try to rest on some high ground and not drown in molasses.
Paul, I've been thinking maybe instead of getting back in the torture bag, which, while fun, is also endless torture, what if we just drag this out and see what we can find in Candy Country? Maybe there's candied hams and candied yams.
Yeah, but if we can't find any real food, then we could also draw straws, and whoever gets the smallest straw, well, traditionally, sailors would sometimes eat the guy, if they had to. I am mortified to find out what Sprinkle-Winker has in common with you, Dahmer. Yeah, I've been wondering that myself.
What is it that you did, Dahmer?
It was the king of Bavaristan.
Bavaristan? Where is Bavaristan?
It formed after the war, the Second War.
That would explain it.
After you guys finally get settled in and quiet down, you hear quiet sobs off in the distance. Sounds like a child crying.
Do you guys hear that?
Yes, sounds like weakness. We should probably ignore it. It's probably a trap.
Well, what if it's not a trap? I mean, why bother? Who cares either way?
This entire world is out to get us, Paul. What do you mean it might not be a trap? Of course it is.
I just mean we're already so far beyond the point of return, we may as well try to help a crying child, if there is a crying child here in Candy Kingdom. I'll go check it out on my own if you guys want to get rest. No, absolutely not. Now, okay, I cannot go to bed without checking on the child. Come on, let's go. Oh, come on, it's probably nothing. Don't worry about it. All right, get up and then slog my way through the bog towards the crying child.
You fight your way through the molasses under the light of the cheese moon until you find yourself looking at the Krampus Jr., who's sitting on a chocolate log. He's sobbing, and it sounds like he's trying to stop himself but not having a lot of success.
Oh, Krampus Jr., are you all right?
He looks up and tries even harder to stop himself from crying, but that just makes it worse. He goes, I'm fine.
Hold on, I'm going to come over. I have to wade through the bog.
Krampus Jr. keeps fighting his tears, but he scoots over so you can sit down.
Okay, pull myself up on the log and sit next to him. Let me try, I'm great with kids. You stay down in the bog. Oh, come on, this is my element. Shush. Push Dahmer away with my foot.
How come you guys aren't chasing me?
Oh, Krampus Jr.? Well, we're doing our best, but the terrain is just so very difficult.
But you guys, I thought I've been waiting for you guys to chase me, and you...
No, look, I know you're so very fast, but we're just people. Krampus Jr., I'm so sorry. We're just humans. You see, we have to stay with our feet on the ground. We only really travel at about 7 miles per hour at best. And, well, when you throw in molasses as terrain or chocolate dust which kicks up and stings our eyes, there's not much we can do.
Oh, I've never really raced people before.
Well, I'm sorry. I wish I could have done better. I didn't mean to make you sad. It's a fine race, though. What a delightful idea, Candy Country.
You like it?
Yes. We were just joking. I don't suppose there's any candied hams or candied yams.
Candied yams aren't really candy.
I know, but as an adult, you develop a different palate. Me and all the other adults thought that candied yams would really hit the spot.
You guys are silly.
Well, things are as they are. Krampus Jr., I do appreciate you trying to put forward a challenge that you think is fair to everyone. Don't get discouraged. We can't do everything right the first time. Life is that way. If we could only relive things over again, who knows what we might do differently.
I know for one I would capture England much faster.
Shut up, Hitler.
So do you guys want to keep playing tag?
Well, we would. But the problem is we tagged your father, and then he turned inside out and he's gone, which I think is the equivalent to taking your ball and going home.
That's not how you play tag. If you're it, you can't just not chase people.
Well, I don't think that was explicitly stated in the rules.
But if he's it, you have to tag someone else. You don't want to be it. That's the whole point.
Well, here's the thing about games. You have to establish rules and make sure that everyone is on the same level playing field, or otherwise... you don't really have a game, do you?
Krampus Jr. hops off the log. Dad! Krampus Sr. unfolds in front of your very eyes. What? I've been waiting for you at the end of the country. What's going on, Junior? Dad, these guys say you're not playing tag right. Oh, they're saying that, are they? And who are they to decide what's right and what's wrong? You're not playing tag right. If you're it, you have to chase them and make them be it. Krampus Sr. gets down on his knees, and he goes, Krampus Jr., honey, you have to understand that these guys like to lie and to cheat when they play games. So when we play with them, we have to lie and cheat too. Krampus Jr. goes, but then how are they supposed to play? Krampus Sr. looks kind of baffled by this. He looks over at you guys.
We would earnestly like a fair game, Krampus.
You don't deserve one.
Well, all the same, it's really not a game unless there's fair rules, isn't it?
It's not a game.
Well, it's not anything unless the rules are fair and everyone is on equal footing.
Krampus Jr. goes, Dad, it's not even fun. It doesn't even feel real if everybody is cheating. You have to let everybody play. Krampus Sr. says, well, but look, if there was a loophole, they would use it.
Then close the loopholes, Krampus.
Krampus Jr. goes, I want to be it. You have to tag me. Krampus Sr. says, okay, all right. I'll tag you. and he tags his son. Krampus Jr. turns around, and he goes, okay, I've got a new idea. How about I chain myself to a huge rock to slow me down, and then that would be fair.
That's very kind of you, Krampus Jr. I do have to ask, though, exactly where is the end of the country?
Well, at the rate that everybody was going, I guess you guys would get there in like 3 months.
Perhaps in my house that would be
That
fine.
seems a
but-
bit of a long march. Is there any way we could petition for I don't know, just the length of a football field or something?
Oh, okay, sure. Krampus Jr. claps his hands, and the entirety of the country shrinks around you. Now suddenly you're like giants towering over a massive game board. You can see the door you came from here where you stand, and the door to get out about 100 yards away. Krampus Jr. chains himself to a mountain. He goes, okay, this ought to slow me down. So I'm it again, and I guess go.
Oops, well, start to run.
You run. And when you look back over your shoulder, you see that Krampus Sr. has got his finger on the mountain and he's holding it down so his son can barely make any progress moving that mountain. He's looking back at you with this kind of baleful, hate-filled glower.
Oh, now that is just not right.
Well, come on, Paul, keep going. If the Krampus wants to punish his own son, let him be a father.
No. Go back and dance around in front of the Krampus Jr. I think you've just about got me. And then hold out my hand so he can tag me.
The Krampus Jr. enthusiastically tags you.
Oh, looks like I'm it. And now you're it, Krampus. Tag the Krampus.
The Krampus looks at you like he's gonna knock your block off.
Well, don't just stand there dawdling. You better get somebody. No tagbacks.
The Krampus Sr. lets go of the mountain, and his son runs off at about the speed of you guys. He goes, and he kind of, saunters up and then tags Hitler.
No, not me. I don't want to be it. Dama, you're it now.
No, man, I'm so bad at this game. I can never tag anybody. Oh, God.
Krampus Jr. runs up to you and goes, that's okay, you can tag me. His dad slaps his palm over his own face.
Really? Oh, thank God I was already getting a side stitch and I wasn't even running. I tag Krampus Jr.
He tags Paul again.
Tag the Krampus.
The Krampus dances away from you. He goes, not this time.
Okay, fine, tag Hitler.
But I was just it. Elvis, is the Krampus Jr. trying to escape? Because if he gets to the door, he wins, right?
He's actually not. He's just running around playing tag like it's regular tag.
Oh, okay. I guess, tag Dahmer again.
Oh, man.
Krampus Jr. lets you tag him again.
Well, I guess we just have a good time and play tag until Krampus Jr. seems happy.
Sure, you guys go on. Krampus Jr. is having a lot of fun. Everyone gets a lot of exercise. Krampus Sr. even seems to kind of warm up to it after a little while because his kid is having such a good time. Finally, it looks like Krampus Jr. is tired.
Whew. Well, Krampus Jr., that has been a blast. But, I don't suppose you'd mind if I go ahead and tag you and go for the door so we can see the rest of the trials, would you?
Oh, no. This was a lot of fun. Okay, you go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. Let's see what the next one is. I go for the door.